You shot me!
Tory Lanez was just found guilty in the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion and guilty of 2 other charges, which I will cover in this video. Along with the romantic parts, what really led up to this, and the problematic celebrity responses. Tory Lanez got into a heated argument after going to Kylie Jenner's pool party with Megan Thee Stallion on July 12, 2020 and shot her. Now he's possibly facing 22 years in prison and deportation back to Canada. Comment the plane emoji if you're ready to see him get deported to Canada. Kylie Jenner invited Megan to her pool party and Megan hit up Tory Lanez to come through. This was moments before Tory shot Megan.
Tory, don't get my phone wet.
By the time Tory Lanez arrived, it was only Megan, Kylie, Tory, and Megan's ex-best friend Kelsey Harris that were in the pool. Remember the name Kelsey Harris because I will get to her role in this story soon. So all of them hung around the pool for a bit, but then Megan was ready to go.
I was ready to go because I had been there all day.
Tory caught an attitude because he wasn't ready to leave, but they all ended up leaving together. This is when things got out of control. Turns out Megan's ex-best friend had a crush on Tory Lanez. The thing about this is Megan had a sexual relationship with him, and Megan stated, "I didn't want her to know I had dealt with him in any kind of way." Megan announced that Tory broke the news in the van by saying, "You need to stop lying to your friend" regarding their sexual relationship. This led to Kelsey getting mad because she just found out about their past relationship. Tory Lanez tried to fire up the situation by calling both women bitches and hoes, according to Megan.
The arguing in the car is getting worse, and I don't want to be in this car no more because I see it's getting crazy. So I get out the car and it's like everything happens so fast.
She asked to be let out of the car, but then she realized she was in the middle of a busy part of LA in a thong bikini at the peak of her career, and she didn't want to draw any attention. So she asked to get dropped off at a side street nearby. With tears in her eyes, she told the jury, "As I walked away, I heard Tory yell, 'Dance, bitch.'"
And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, "Dance." And he started shooting. And I don't know if he could shoot me and kill me. Like,
were you afraid for your life at that time?
I was really scared.
She looked down and saw her bleeding feet.
I'm like, oh my God, like I'm really bleeding.
Megan then fell to the ground and crawled in a nearby driveway. Tory and Kelsey ran over to her, and Megan said Tory was basically telling me I wasn't shit. And I said, "Actually, you ain't shit. This is where you at in your career. This is where you at with your music." And I feel like that really rubbed him the wrong way. But Tory's lawyers told a different story, which I'll get to in a sec. After the shooting, a neighbor called the police, and instead of Megan telling the police that she got shot, she told them that she stepped on glass. Here's why.
Somebody had already called the police, and it was like so many of them. It was helicopters. I was like, oh my God, we all about to die. The George Floyd incident had just happened. The police are definitely very much shoot first, ask questions after.
Why didn't you say he shot me?
I was just trying to protect all of us because I didn't want them to kill us. Like, even though this person just did this to me, my first reaction still was to try to save us. So I just said, I stepped on glass. So when I see people trying to use that against me, oh, she stepped on glass, she never got shot. That was mine to protect all of us.
This moved Tory Lanez's lawyer, George Magdison, to call Megan a liar. He said Megan P is a liar. She lied about everything in this case from the beginning. Things got tense when this white lawyer made it a point to mimic what Megan said. Magdison said out loud, "But I'm not finna let y'all keep playing in my face, and I'm not finna let this nigga keep playing in my face either." Magdison is not black and said the N-word, which led Megan to request that he repeat the full line. Then Magdison said it again. These tactics are famously used to throw the other person off, which is why so many people are upset about how this lawyer was acting throughout the trial.
What did Tory's attorney tell you that their goal was?
He said, "We're going to show how she lies." And you could certainly tell that that was their goal. The attorney said, "You lied to Detective Stogman." She said, "Yes." He said, "You lied about having an intimate relationship with Tory." She said, "Yes." Look, we know that she has not been truthful about her intimate relationship with Tory. She now says that they did have an intimate relationship. And then the defense attorney pressed her on some really granular details. And there were some moments where she said, "I don't remember." You could tell that he was really trying to poke holes in her story.
Tory's lawyer claimed that the shots came from Megan's ex-best friend, Kelsey Harris, in a jealous fight over over Tory and claimed that Tory tried to stop the shooting. Meanwhile, Megan said that Tory offered her $1 million to stay quiet about the incident as he was on probation. Kelsey Harris also said she did not shoot Megan, and the witness who called the cops described Tory as potentially shooting the gun. Tory also released a song called Money Over Fallouts. The lyrics read, "How the F you get shot in your foot, don't hit no bones or tendons," which doesn't add up because he's pretending that Megan didn't get shot, despite the video footage, witness, and medical records. Sadly, this battle isn't over for Megan, but before I get into that, here's what the jury had to say. They found Tory guilty on 3 charges: assault, carrying a loaded unregistered firearm, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. Now he possibly faces 22 years in prison and deportation to Canada.
Guilty verdict in the trial of rapper Tory Lanez. We're told Lanez showed no visible reaction when the verdicts were read.
His father went off in court and had to be escorted out.
You have traded and tortured the souls of young men!
LA County District Attorney George Gasson praised Megan, saying she showed incredible courage and vulnerability despite repeated and grotesque attacks. Women, especially Black women, are afraid to report crimes like assault and sexual violence because they are too often not believed. Megan is currently facing a lot of hate from celebrities, weak men, weak women, and the music industry. I'll cover that in part 2, as well as Tory and Megan's response. Like and follow for part 2.